Hello 40k fans, welcome to another video. I'm sitting here with a little moo, just like on a pillow on my lap. You can sort of see him. It's like 2:30 a.m. here in Australia, and those who watch my channel regularly know that I'm in the middle of some shit right now, and not being able to sleep is kind of par for the course, and every now and again that is because my brain is trying to protect me, and other times it is because I have inspiration hit me. Inspiration was something that has led us to this moment, so yay. But I want to do something very, very special in the lead up to Christmas. Now, if you don't celebrate Christmas for whatever reason, then great, this is going to be our lead up to a very, very Pantheon Grotmas. Starting with this video, and in a series every day in the lead up to Christmas Day, I'm going to be releasing a video which is going to be giving pieces of advice, lists for my favorite armies to get people started, all the sort of stuff that I would do as part of coaching to give all of you a Christmas present all the way up to Christmas Day. And it's going to culminate in a Christmas stream. So make sure that you've got the YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, links in the description. Now, if anybody is interested in the reasoning for this, then stick around to the end of the video where I'll talk about that, but let's give you the juicy information first, and we'll talk about all of the other stuff after. All right, so I want to kick the Grotmas off with something that people probably don't want to hear, but it is something that comes up in my coaching all the time. It comes up even with the players in my team, and I have been guilty of it across the course of 40k. Your dice are not your problem. And when I say that, that's not like it's not your problem, man, let it go, whatever. No. The reason why you're not having success is not because of your dice. Now, I will say as a caveat that there are some games that are determined by key rolls, and that's perfectly normal. What I'm talking about is a prevailing opinion that seems to happen. And I saw a Reddit post where somebody was having this massive spiel about their dice, and it could be really cathartic to sort of like let this stuff out after a really bad beat or a really bad game. And I'm not trying to shit on that. But something that I see so often whenever somebody talks about having cursed dice, and yes, it is a long running joke that I have cursed dice and I've started cursing other people, and that's fun to engage with, but at the end of the day, like, dice do tend to come out as an even margin. It just doesn't happen in moments where you want certain results. And because of our brains, we are naturally pilled to remember the negative stuff. And that is a perfectly normal thing for humanity. That is the reason why we are now kind of the masters of our planet, because we were able to learn from the things that would lead people to death or sickness or negative outcomes or whatever else. So our brains are very, very good at remembering the stuff that we don't want to happen again and protecting us. Now, in a world where, for a lot of people, their main concerns are like what they're going to eat for dinner tonight, how a game went, maybe an argument with a partner went wrong, whatever. We still have all those same survival instincts, and we've forgotten the reason why that we have them. But that's generally a little bit of a look as to why people always seem to remember the negative stuff. And across the course of coaching people, I have been able to pick up on things where people have blamed their dice. I've been able to point out positioning and staging and spacing and order of operations and list design and all these different factors that if you take dice out of the equation would have changed the game in such a monumental way. So the biggest piece of advice that I can give you if you want to start improving at 40k, and yes, I'm talking to people that, are doing this more than like beer and pretzels. They're, wanting to get more competitive in their local group. They're wanting to play in tournaments. They're wanting to start, winning consistently. The first thing you need to do is cycle out my dice are the problem and focusing on that after a beat. And you might be sitting there thinking that, I don't. But just be aware that after games, after tournaments, it's very normal, but it's very unhelpful for our brains to look at key moments where dice didn't go our way, but completely forget about the moments where the dice did the average or actually spike. Perfect example, I had a game where I was on Harlequins. This was before the Serpent's Brood came out, and I was playing into Custodes. And at the course of our game, both of us kept failing on our offensive dice rolls, but both of us were rolling like crazy on defensive dice rolls. Now, you may have picked up, that's much better for Custodes than it is Harlequins. They have like 3 or 4 wounds a model, maybe more. I have 1 wound a model, so spiking successes for them, as well as feel no pains and all the other stuff, like, it's just better for Custodes. So that game went against me, but there were a few key things that I could sort of point to that I would want to improve. And if I had gone away from that game just just blaming the dice, I would have really done myself a disservice. For everyone who's just here for the Grotmas present, then thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. For everybody that wants to know why we're doing this video series, aside from having content to put on the channel, this is going to be a genuine effort of fundraising, but not in the asking for money. I really don't like doing fundraising stuff or whatever. Just the topic really makes me uncomfortable. I get really uncomfortable whenever people donate to me, and I've had to make my peace with that because there are a lot of people that genuinely want to support me as a streamer and as a human being and whatever else. We had some news this last week gone that means that for about the next 2 months, Chelsea and I are genuinely worried about how we are going to pay rent. We're probably having to cut back on the meals that we have and whatever else. We've got to reach out to a bunch of different financial places just to put freezers on certain stuff, get extensions on payment dates, that sort of thing. And essentially what I wanted to do was not I would love it if I could sell more coaching. I would love it if, there were people that wanted to join in on the Patreon, but that's just not the way that the world works. So essentially what I wanted to do was give all of you just free coaching stuff, free content, free whatever, and do somebody buying coaching in reverse, where I essentially just give you everything. And if somebody feels like they got a lot out of it, they feel like it was worth their time and whatever else, they're in a good situation. And this is the other thing that I really want to express, that I don't want anybody to feel like if nothing happens that, we're going to be dead and I fall off 40K at YouTube and whatever. That's absolutely not the case. But people tend to, I've already had a couple of people ask me about stuff for Christmas and, hey, little man. Oh, you're all right, little bud. Okay. About Christmas and gift giving and that sort of stuff. And I fully get that for some people, gift giving is a big part of something that's very fulfilling for them. So if somebody is in a good place, they really love the information, they really thought it was worth their time, and they're interested in doing that and supporting me or whatever, that obviously there are links in the description for my website, my Patreon. Those are great ways to look at it. Website, coaching packs, all that sort of stuff. We've taken down the merch because Chell isn't able to make them, and we're not going to be starting that up until we know that we can service it. But there's also going to be a PayPal link. And so from this link, if anybody wants to donate anything, absolutely fine. But I cannot stress enough that it's my wish for this to be that coaching in reverse, that I'm giving people a service, I'm giving them a product, and then they're sort of buying into it because they liked it, because it did something for them, because it helped them. And then obviously we're going to be culminating in the Christmas stream and everything. I'll have Chelly and Mally and Mushu on camera with me and whatever. I don't know what we're going to be doing, but I'll try and come up with something special for, to have that stream be really cool. But that's essentially what we're working with. So again, I really don't like the idea of fundraising or whatever, but I thought if I could make it something where I was giving something of value, and I really want people to know that if somebody just watches the video for free, or they decide to donate something or sub to the Patreon or whatever else, I don't care what the outcome is. I want this to be something that I'm giving to the world for free. And if something comes back around, then great. If it doesn't, I have no expectations or whatever. God, even just recording that, I felt so uncomfortable around the entire idea. I don't know how people do this. I don't know how streamers and YouTubers and shit do this regularly, or it just fuck crazy. Anyway, that really shows you the news that we got was literally that bad. It's yeah. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you for tomorrow's Grotmas. Keep an eye out. Do the internet things, like it, share it, whatever, or don't. I'm not your dad. Massive thank you to all of my patrons. And one that I wanted to shout out especially, I did get a very, very generous donation. I'll have them remain anonymous. I don't want to take away that anonymity unless they want that sort of public acknowledgement, which I'll message them and I'll ask them. But I can't believe the position I'm in, that, if I hadn't started this YouTube channel, if I hadn't have been doing everything that I'm doing, and this last stretch of time happened, I don't know where the fuck I would be. I really don't. And so just everybody, even somebody that was in the Patreon for a month and they cancelled it, I fucking appreciate people so much. I really do. I don't know how I got this lucky, and it is luck. But yeah, all of you are incredible. Almost every damn near person that interacts with my YouTube channel. And like, we do get the crazies. Don't get me wrong, we get the crazies. But there's so few and far between. I don't know how so many good people keep finding me, and I'm so appreciative. So I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all having a wonderful start of the week leading up to Christmas. And we'll catch you in the next one.